If you could have a 30-minute conversation with any historical figure, dead or alive, who would it be and what burning question would you ask them? William Shakespeare. We know about him from official documents, church ledgers and court records, but know almost nothing about him as a person. Most of all, there are lost years. He went from a middle-class upbringing in Stratford, son of a local glove maker, disappears from records entirely for about 4 years, and then the next mention of him is in London as an upstart playwright. Where did he go? What was he doing? How did he go from a totally ordinary kid without a college education and probably expected to go into the trades like his father to the world's most renowned writer? I mean, it's got to be Jesus. I don't think there's another conversation that would match the sheer magnitude of that one. As someone who has always been on the fence when it comes to religion, to be able to sit down Jesus would be life-changing, and whether I came away seeing he's a fraud or seeing him prove that he's truthful would likely completely change the world as we know it. Instead of a question, I'd just as hand him a glass of water and see if he could turn it into wine. That would honestly be all the proof I'd need. Smiley face. I would like to meet Darwin. I would love to ask him if he really comprehended how important his discovery and theory was to our understanding of where life came from. I'd also like to ask him how many times he considered scrapping the whole theory BC of the fear of what it would bring to his doorstep. Ptolemy the first of Egypt. I'd ask him 2 questions: what made him throw in his lot with Alexander of Macedonia, and what made him decide to settle for Egypt alone when he could have had Egypt and much more of the Hellenic region if he just pushed for it. Ask Kaiser Wilhelm III what he thinks of the path Germany took after the defeat during World War I, present him with the information as short and summarized as possible, and ask him what his action plan would have been if he'd replaced the funny mustache man, the author of Daniel, to ask if he meant boar instead of bear in Daniel 7. No. The original language Aramaic words are not similar as far as I know, but a boar with 3 ribs in its mouth makes more sense to me if it is made of Persia. Ivanka Trump. I'd ask her how, knowing her father as she does, she could possibly enable him, and would she please come clean and tell the world how he tried to overthrow a presidency. I'd ask my maternal grandfather to tell me why and how he and his family immigrated from Russia to America. By the time I was old enough to even remember him, he had Alzheimer's disease. Margaret Thatcher asked her whether she has girl power and whether she effectively utilized girl power by funneling money to illegal paramilitary death squads in Northern Ireland. Nikola Tesla. With today's advancements in tech, how would you refine your concept of the Wardenclyffe Tower to make global wireless energy a reality? If we don't have to know the person's name, I'd ask the unidentified author of the Voynich manuscript what language and writing system it uses. I'd ask Charles Dickens if he agrees that Muppet's Christmas Carol is the best reinterpretation of his work ever, assuming he's seen it. I'd definitely like to do something for someone like Van Gogh in the Doctor Who episode. I try convince Darwin that the racist elements of his evolution theories is fucked up massively and has destroyed much of the world. Henry V. 111. Can I ask why you were so cruel to Anne Boleyn? You loved her so much once, why did you put her through such horror? Jesus! If he arrives, it would answer a lot of questions. I guess I'd ask why? Expecting the answer to be why not. Dunno, maybe Shakespeare. I've heard a conspiracy that he stole all the stories from another writer from the same era. Nikola Tesla, asking about the real why and how of his ends. Other than him, as the German probably angry mustache man. Vincent van Gogh. Wouldn't ask him anything, but I would tell him about his fame and how loved his artworks are. The harder, better, faster, stronger girls with boxes on their heads. Who are they and where are they now? Abraham Lincoln. I think it'd be funny as hell to see his mind blown as I show him Fortnite no-scope clips. I'd speak with my birth mother, since in this scenario she can refuse, and I'd ask her who my father is. Nicholas Tesla. I'd ask how he managed to transmit electricity over large distances without using cables. Charles Edward Stuart. Bonnie Prince Charlie. Ask him why he didn't push on to London. If they are dead, they probably won't reply and just sit there reeking of rotting flesh. I would choose someone who is alive. They'd probably be a better conversationalist. Albert Einstein, that what he and Oppenheimer was talking about near the lake. I'd ask Karl Marx how to open the eyes of a proletariat consumed by consumerism. Michael Jackson. I'd ask his 100 honest opinion about Prince as an artist. Alexander Fleming. Would ask him why he didn't experiment with penicillin. I'd ask Adolf Hitler where all the gold, treasure, loot etc. was buried. Do I get to be in the same room as Trump? This is an important detail. I'd show Archimedes an 8-pack of deer peppers that would blow his mind. Mikhail Gorbachev and what could have been were it not for Yeltsin. Ben Franklin. I would ask him which one was his best. George Washington about his time in the British Army.